guess we're kind of both, right? We're kind of like Sunday night, Monday morning. And as always, when it comes to these like movie library videos that I do, these are usually done as a surprise, nothing that I kind of plan out as much. Or I do plan out a little, but I'm never quite sure if, especially when you go this late at night, if there's going to be anybody that's going to be around. So if there is, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me here in the movie library tonight. What we're going to talk about yet? Well, that's going to be, hey there. Hey there, William. Hey there, stranger. Hey, Kay. That's more of a let's decide as we go along type of thing. And the fact that so many of you came in here so quickly, I got to say, I am impressed. I literally thought about doing this. Hey there, Richard, man. At the very last minute, the very last of the last minutes. But I'm smarter this time because I actually took down my iPad. So if I'm running around and I miss a message, I got it right here. Hey there, Pops. Welcome, man. So for those that wanted to know earlier and have asked me, thank you so much for the response on the short little video that I made talking about the slasher tier list. That is coming up on Tuesday, and I'm thinking we're probably gonna go at about 6 or 6:30 ADT. That's my time. So basically, I'll be getting off work at around from 5:30. Hey there, SJ. Welcome, man. And then I'll be take about half hour to get my tea and stuff like that. And I'll be going live on Tuesday to do the ultimate slasher list. I'm actually looking forward to that one. That should be a blast, and we're gonna have fun with that. Because the one thing that I want to hopefully always be doing with this channel is keeping it different, keeping the proverbial plate spinning, innovate in best way that I can. All right, so we are in the movie library. This means pretty much a free for all. So if that means if you guys have questions, there's a sale that's around, there's something that you're looking at, there's something that you're thinking about picking up and you're not quite sure. If I got it here in the library, this my friends, this is the time to ask about it. So I'll give you an example. We'll go over here. So let's just say you're going through, well, USA, Amazon shipped to Canada. One sec. Hey, actually, thank you so much, SJ. And yes, the USA, Amazon does ship to Canada. If you need my address, just hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. Look at my hair all messed up. And I want to thank you ahead of time. If you've already got my address, then congratulations. Yep, US, UK, French, German, and Canada. But I think you've got me on. If you don't have me on, my Instagram is charm007. If you don't have that one. So like yesterday, for instance, hey there, Eddie, welcome, man. I talked about the MVD sale, and this is one of the MVD releases. So I'm down here. Patreon. Okay, perfect. Hey, welcome 073. You messaged me perfect. This is a MVD Rewind release. Actually, this is the very first MVD Rewind release. And it's a cool one. You can see it's the first because it's got #1 on it. It is a documentary on punk music. And there is a documentary on the documentary here. But it's got some really great music here. The Sex Pistols, the Dead Boys, Generation X, Billy Idol's first group. Well, the first one I remember anyway. Rich Kids, Sham 69, groups like that. For those that don't know them, that's okay. I grew up as a big fan of like punk, new wave, and pop music. I wasn't so much into like country or anything like that, and I didn't really get into the metal stuff or the hair metal even until later on. I probably got into hair metal before metal, which probably takes a bit of cred from my whoreness. Whoreness, is that a word? But I did not get to grab anything from the Ronin Flick sale myself, but there was some amazing stuff there Pop. There was some great stuff in the Ronin Flick sale. I actually showed a couple of things that I got from like a previous sale, like the Phantom of the Opera release that came out from Dario Argento. I didn't get the card player one. That's a really good one that I recommend. Definitely not his best stuff. Val is a good watch. What I most recently watched, just to give you guys like is I'm not sure how old this is, but I I don't always get around to watching things when they come out. But I watched this documentary called Belushi, and as a big fan of like John Belushi and Saturday Night Live and SCTV, and well, as you saw from my mention of Trevor Moore last night, White's Kids You Know, Kids in the Hall, all that type of stuff. What a lot of people probably don't realize is that aside from being the old guy on YouTube that talks about movies and comics and is totally geeky, I was going to be an actor. That was going to be my lot in life. I spent my formative years when I was growing up actually learning like everything that I could, whether it was like voice or movement or just speech. I couldn't sing. I used to be able to sing when I was really young, and my voice changed. And oh my God, my singing voice died that day. It was the day for me that the music died. What I wanted at that point. Hey there, Carrie. Welcome in. I have not checked the Suicide Squad movie yet. We don't have it here yet. We don't haven't had the chance to go to the theater. It's been super busy here this week. Lone Wolf Quaid, the Mechanic, and Death Warrant. Nice. Lone Wolf and Quaid's a really, really good release. I actually got that one. It's upstairs there, but it is so cool. We have some great stuff when it comes to that. Last watches were Knife of Ice, nice, Almost Human, Nightmare City, Oasis of Fear, Spasmo. Okay, so how are you feeling about Lindsay? How many? You know what? I don't know, and I'll tell you why. Because I am the last person, strange, to know what's out of print. And if you watch any of my older videos, you'll find that out because I'll be looking at stuff. Like I went through some of my Scream Factory stuff, and Logan Toxic was here, and I was going through and I listed. I put one up in there. I can't remember what it was, and I'm like, hey, there's this one here, and Logan's like, oh, that's at a print. That's going for a couple $100s. I'm like, no, I had no idea. So I really don't know. I'm sure there's stuff here. I don't like sell any of my stuff, but I'm sure there's stuff here that's kind of out of print. I've traded stuff. I've sent stuff to my kids, sent stuff to my dad, but I never really flipped anything. Might have to change that a bit now when as we get closer to moving to Morocco. But the way things are going right now, it's gonna be a while. So there you go. Feel like I'm losing my voice, and I just started this video like 8 minutes in. I cannot lose my voice. You may have to come with me to get some tea. You may see my tea making technique here tonight, by the way, because why not? Why not do something like that? Why not go wacky with it? So for those that don't know, on Patreon, we're doing the Cult of Giallo on Friday, which is going to be the Umberto Lenzi video. And on Tuesday, the video that I mentioned that a lot of people actually were really, really excited about, the slasher tier list. We are going to be ranking Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween. We're not going to be ranking the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th, and Halloween as separate entities. No, we are going to take all of those movies. We're going to tier them. We're going to rank them up, and we're going to give a list of all the films together as one whole unit. Your tea makes a Keurig. We have a Keurig, though I don't know if I could go tea on Keurig. No, coffee, yes. Or a macchiato, like a caramel macchiato, something like that. Be all kind of fancy-ish there, right? Oh my God, that is so not fancy. But yeah, if I keep going like this, I'm going to definitely need like some tea. I did not plan to get my severed order yet. Thoughts on The Strangers? It's one of the scariest movies that I've ever seen. I'm very, very susceptible to real life horror or stuff that seems like real life horror. I do have a tea ball. No, I don't. I used to have one though. I love tea leaves, but right now I just think Tetley. But because it has the round bags. But what was I saying there? Let me see. Do. Yeah, so my severance order it has been sent. It is on its way. There are 9 titles in total. Of course, you guys know that I did grab a couple of what I considered the bigger ones that I thought everybody should grab, which was kind of Blood for Dracula, Retribution. Those two were big on my list of ones to grab. You know, I got a bunch of Jess Franco stuff as well. So I'll be unboxing them when I get them. I'll be unboxing the Severance stuff and of course the Vinegar Syndrome once those get sent out again. And what else have I got to unbox here? Huh. It depends. I have some stuff coming from Umbrella Entertainment that I have to review. So it just literally made it through border. Just got released. So I'll be reviewing that when it comes. So it's in BC right now. So like it's probably gonna take a bit. My Umbrella stuff unfortunately takes a while to come from the Camp Aero sale. Still waiting on Severin. What are you getting, Eddie? Did you pick them all out yet? Yeah. Like, cause I got a the horror pack. Yeah, for those that don't know, if you're a part of the of the Patreon, and you never saw my you never watched my Fulci video. By the way, this is a Fulci T-shirt right here, guys. Conquest. But I did a how do you put it? NSFY, not safe for YouTube unboxing. That could only be done on my Patreon channel, and if you saw it, then you know why. But I got a props to Reinhardt. What? Because that guy is awesome. I'm actually getting ready to watch those movies this week, so I'll definitely be reviewing them. For those that don't know, I got some stuff from Norwegian director Reinhard Kill, and one of them is the infamous Horror, which I'm very much looking forward to checking out. And he gave me Pandemonic, which has Christina Lindbergh in it. And I haven't seen her in years. I saw like the color one, Thriller, the Cruel Picture. So very very stoked with seeing what Christina Lindbergh is like doing now, what she looks like, all that type of stuff. Haven't seen her in ages. I remember when she was younger, she did a bunch of movies. She was kind of like this sexploitation goddess. You did the revenge films, did the kind of the earlier stuff. Oh, really? Oh, I know the one you're talking about. You can't find that anywhere, man. You can't even find that online. Good luck, man. I hope you get it. I grew up with You Can't Do That on TV. It's the series he's talking about, guys. It was a Canadian series. I think it made it over to Nickelodeon over there in the U.S. But it was very much. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh shoot, too bad, man. What Nickelodeon became with its game shows and slime and stuff like that. Yeah, that was You Can't Do That on TV. That's where that came from. So yeah, Alanis Morissette was on You Can't Do That on TV. They had a few people that came, a couple people that came out of it, but Alanis Morissette's probably the most well known person. But it was like a kind of a comedy show. Exactly. I see. Jeff, watch this series. But yeah, if you were lived in Canada, much like it says a Fright Simon back in the day, you did not miss out on You Can't Do That on TV. And they actually redid it like just afterwards, and he named it something else. What was it called afterwards? Like there was like a continuation series, but that was I think done more for Nickelodeon. I mean, Nick or no, some kind of channel like that. Hey, Disconnected, welcome, man. We got to get together and make videos in the near future. I am down here in the movie library, so this is a free for all night. So basically, if you see something that you want to look, that you want us to look, want me to look at, if you have like a question on a movie or a label, if I got it here, this is the night to do it. What about Kids in the Hall? Crush, crush, crush. I was a huge Kids in the Hall fan. Do I recommend Nightwing? That's the Native American film, right? Like horror film. It's been a long time, man. Mill Creek put that out on a double feature with something else. but I think it's been put out again in the UK, maybe from BFI or Eureka or something like that. Is it it's a decent film. I wouldn't pay like a lot for it, but I enjoyed it. Fifth Chord is fantastic. Possessed, Death Smiles on a Murder, Pajama Girl Case, Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. Really good film. Forbidden Photos, so underrated, by the way. And the Fifth Chord, hands down, it's just one of the great giallos of all time. If you've never seen the Fifth Chord, guys, for those that know, I'm a huge giallo fan. I don't have the Bill Rubin set yet, though I do want to get it. Shadow the Hawk, thanks. See, Disconnected probably owns it because he has. You think I got stuff? Disconnected, man, he's got some stuff, man. Like, I'm not joking. He's got some serious stuff. Why is the flag of Monaco the exact same? Dude, I have no clue. I can't believe somebody actually asked me a geography question because I don't know anything about geography. Yo, mid level, welcome, man. Yep, Dave Fuller was in Kids in the Hall, right up to News Radio. There's a lot of people like in Kids in the Hall. One of the CSI guys. For room tour coming on the channel. Oh, nice. I'll be looking forward to that, man. Because you got some awesome. Don't you have like every Vinegar Syndrome? Like literally, like I'm known as Mr. Vincent, but I think he's. Yeah, yeah. I've watched any of the. My kids watched all the Olympics near elliptic, but I didn't get to watch any of it. I just been. It's been crazy busy. I would love to see Kids Now in live performance. Cisco Pike's a really good movie, actually. That's one I do recommend. And you, when you say everyone, you he doesn't mean everyone. I think he's even got the adult releases too, even the DVDs. I'm watching your MVD rewind of Mortuary. See, I got a few, 100 and some, 160, 170, 170 something. So I'm a bit behind you guys when it comes to the Vinegar Syndrome releases. Yeah, I would never get my better half's a huge like animal lover. So Plague Dogs or Watership Down, she ain't ever watching those or Animal Farm. She ain't ever watching those. I think she watched one of them when she was a kid. Pretty much like traumatized her. Uh, what I think of all the re-releases? Well, it's re-releases from another company. Yo, man, welcome, dude. Look, Fat Samurai guy whose channel you should be checking out there, along with Disconnected. Those guys have amazing channels. What kind of music do I like? Actually, I spoke about that kind of early on, but I don't mind mentioning it. I grew up when I was growing up. I was really big into pop and new wave and punk. I wasn't much of a metalhead. I did get into like the early rap stuff, Grandmaster Flash, all that type of stuff, more of the street level rap. And as I got older, like I could tolerate some of the country stuff, not the bro country type stuff, but some of the kind of a country pop fusion type stuff. But more so, I'm more of like a pop punk, new wave type of guy. I got a very eclectic taste when it comes to music. But that's a great question, by the way, man. What is that? But oh yeah, the re-releases. So I kind of dig it. I mean, like, because there's people that aren't able to get the releases. Go, Ghostbuster. Actually, dude, in all serious, I used to have a pretty awesome job. Not gonna lie, but me and my better half moved here more more recently, and well, in the last 3 to 4 years, and my job, the people are really nice that I work with, but I had to take a pretty much a downgrade job wise. especially in pay. So it's been a lot tougher. So what I tend to do, and this is what makes it affordable, and I still probably spend too much, is I try to save up, and I buy during like a lot of times during sales, or for Vinegar Cinema. Like I got the subscription this time around. It's really not. There's no like one way to do it, or I don't think there's any like there's job where you can actually. Well, there probably is. There's a lot of people that every Tuesday, man, they're unboxing stuff, and it's amazing. I kudos. I can't do it. I heard that actually, the Brotherhood of the Wolf's getting a 4K. I gotta look that up online to see if that's true though. But if it is, fantastic. I love Monica Bellucci, man. I like Bill. Bill Murray's actually a really nice guy. They do tend to give you, from what I heard from like last year, it was like something like $70 or $90, like a break on the 1 year subscription. I don't know much about the Resident Evil movie, the new one, so I'm tentatively waiting. As for like the Kindred release, I'm actually kind of stoked about that. Did I see Space Jam? Did you got a 4K? Actually, the new one or the old one? No, no, no. I never met Bill Murray. I met a lot of people, but not Bill Murray. But I hear like from I've heard online that he's supposed to be like a really down to earth dude. Do you have a guess when the new Kolchak should hit pre-order on Amazon? You're in the States, right? It already has. It hit there today. The original Kolchak should have hit on Amazon.com today, actually. Not on Amazon.ca yet, but on Amazon.com. Because I was looking at Blu-ray.com earlier on, like to see what's the recent releases, and I accidentally had it on American instead of Canadian, and it popped up like at the top of the banner there. Dude, I'm so jealous of your Fangoria collection. I used to have an awesome Fangoria. I should have an awesome horror like magazine collection. The thing is, I've moved around a lot, so that has caused me to lose like a lot of things over the years. Um, Actually, even prior to my like when I was in college, prior to my first marriage, prior to my first marriage, had like a large like collection of like comics and like rare comics too, like the early like in the early TMNT stuff, like in the first four issues, and like a lot of the horror magazines, lots of stuff like that. But the I lost them actually. What's my opinion on the Evil Dead movies? I love the first one. That's my favorite. I actually did like the second one. I saw it initially, and I've grown to like it over the years. I always love part three though. Do I believe in ghosts? I very much do. Yeah, like the early, like kind of black and white ones from when they initially came out. I lucked into them at this shop that had like had this one long box comics there, and these were first prints too. Um, and they did not know what they had, so I got them at a good price. Yep. I say pre-order it now, Vince. It'll probably drop down in price because these things too do tend to drop down in price. Fright Night or Lost Boys? Fright Night, for real. I knew that was Trevor John. Well, the original Trapper John, not Purnell Roberts, who acted in the TV series, but the guy from the actual MASH TV show. Yo, Kubrick, welcome, man. Thoughts on the DCEU? Um, it's okay. It depends on the film. Michael Bay Turtles films, they're all right. The turtle design's a little wonky. I think it's more the design than anything else. People tend to like hate on stuff that's new. Well, he did want to go back and do it, and you can't blame him. Like really, like he did Ghostbusters. He came back for Ghostbusters too. Uh, so he kind of did his stuff there. Yo, Ken, welcome, man. What am I hoping for? I'm hoping that fake leak of Nightmare on Elm Street turns out to be real. Um, but it's probably not going to. If there's one thing. Okay, have a great evening, man. That I would be hoping for will be coming. It's Pin. I would love to see Pin come out on Blu-ray finally. For those that know what the movie Pin is, it's a great. Don't know what the movie Pin is. It's a great like Canadian film based on a book by Andrew Niederman, who of course became the official ghostwriter for the V.C. Andrews estate once V.C. Andrews passed away. But Pin is a great, great movie with a small performance in it by the great Terry Quinn. Very Joe Pesci. I don't know. One of the gangster ones because it definitely is not going to be any of the Lethal Weapon stuff because I hate him in that. It's going to be hard to do Maniac Cop 4 without Robert Z'Dar, man. He didn't really break bro code. I'm sure, like Harold Ramis was not a guy that was like, oh my god, what am I going to do? Harold Ramis was a freaking genius, so he was good anyway. um, there's only, I think you're seeing it with the sequels to Ghostbusters. He was smart to like realize, there's only so often we can go back that well. Uh, Blood and Guts, Hollow Man, A Taste of Blood. Oh God, um, Taste of Hell. Okay, since I don't remember these very well right now, I love William Smith though. Um, let's put Blood and Guts in the number one spot. Taste of Blood in two, and Hollywood Man in number three. That is what we're going to go with. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Silver Scream Cinema box set is $69.99 on Amazon and well worth it. I'll check that out, man. Yeah, like the game is really that's the secret third Ghostbusters film. See, I'm not a big Leatherface 2017. I actually like don't kill me for this one here, guys. I actually like Texas Chainsaw 3D more. I was very disappointed with Leatherface. It was just too obvious. Like let's make look this dude. Hey, Leatherface is totally this guy over here that looks just like Leatherface. It's not this guy over here. We're not going to swerve you. But they did, and it was obvious, and everybody knew it was coming. But it was one of those times when I was like, just make it the guy that looks like Leatherface. You don't have to like. I don't need to see romantic interest Leatherface. Don't have the toilet Leatherface for me. There's a couple good kills in it. I enjoyed the kills. The Dune books are fantastic. But I understand. I mean, like this, there's it's a few of the Dune stuff to read, and especially if you never get into it earlier. What other Canadian horror I'm waiting to get on Blue? I'm trying to think of what's out that's not on Blu-ray yet, because a lot of this came out. Ken, like anybody can think of any Canadian horror that's not on Blu-ray? The Chronicle sequel. Yeah, actually, I heard about that. Is it going to be found footage again? Dragon's Lair. I love Dragon's Lair. Actually, I played a lot of that when I was a kid. Actually, I think I Warlock Moon here somewhere. It had like a horrible cover, but actually, I thought it was okay. Trilogy of Terror. You mean? Are you talking about just to clarify? You mean you mean these? So if it's those two films, yes, 110% pick those up. Khakis or corduroy? I like khakis. Corduroy makes more noise though, doesn't it? Like the. But I got a few khakis, and I had some when I was in college actually. Oh yeah, there are a heck of a lot of Dune stuff. My better half has read all the Dune stuff because she's a huge Dune fan. I'm not a big fan of Apocalypse Now, so I'm going to go with Platoon. I know that seems like sacrilege because Apocalypse Now is one of those movies that everybody loves, but I actually like the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now probably more than the film. And that's being honest with you guys. Finding this like selfie stick like upstairs turned out to be like quite a blessing, especially for something that started as a gag gift. Do I have a pin here now? I was trying to see if I could find my DVD copy pin. I actually really like Ernie Hudson. He's underrated, man. Where is it at? Is not where I can find it, unfortunately. Maybe I got upstairs because I was watching a few things like that. But I really did. I really dug the movie pin. I'm missing some of your messages here, so let me go back for a second. I would love to see Shout get Killer Party actually, but I right now aren't the rights still with Warner? Because I thought it was Warner Archives that put them out. Could be incorrect with that, but I know somebody put them out. That's what Talking Heads or Clash. Oh God, I like them both, man. Killer Party's fantastic. I don't think it was Canadian though. It's the best way to trying to decide Talking Heads or Clash. Let's see. Talking Heads because of Psycho Killer. Just had to make sure that was them. Huge fan of Psycho Killer. There used to be like a YouTuber that like did like horror movie reviews, and he would start his videos with the Psycho Killer song. There's a ton of like what I want to see get some releases like in the more the near future is that like there should be like more stuff. I want more TV horror. Like there's a lot of TV horror that just hasn't come out yet. Of course, yes. Are you serious? Dr. Wifula, who acts. I love the fact that once he refined the voice of what he was going to do for the character Dr. Wifula, he decided to use the voice for Skeletor because he could do a really good Skeletor. So for those that don't watch Dr. Wifula, that's like if you watch like Dr. Wifula or Fan by Flicks or Brandon Tenold, those three people, all by the way, well, Dr. Wifula's not Canadian, I don't think, but Brandon Tenold and Fan by Flicks, both Canadian, both extremely funny. But yeah, Dr. Wifula, amazing stuff. Though I like the Fear Street trilogy more than he did. Well, he liked it, but he didn't love it, and I loved it. I was super stoked with that. Behind the couch, Dead Zone is so good. Did I like Congo? Congo, yeah, actually I did. It was fun. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I thought it was fun. See, we're down in the movie library. We can go places. We can look at things. You can ask me questions. Oh, I guess one thing I should say. So I talked about the set, the Blu-ray set. It's coming out. So it'll look this is the DVD version of a part of it. Anyway, this is, which volume is this? One volume's upstairs, I think. So I think this is volume 1 and volume 2 is upstairs. So this, if you can watch them if really cheaply and maybe have a drink, because the Crow films aren't really the greatest sequels. I go back and forth on whether I like the second one or not. But Woody Woodpecker, love this. I want the Blu-ray so bad. Of course, I got all 10, of the, I'll show you, of the real Ghostbusters. The Naruto stuff is over there. Rocket Robin Hood in the house. Any Space 1999. Yes, I have the original series, not the Blu-ray one. I wish I did. But I was at at a sci-fi convention, and there was this box of like movies right at the end of this table. And apparently, what had happened is the guy that was going to be coming down there, and he passed away. And so the girl was just selling off everything from like all of his Blu-rays, DVDs, sets, whatever, for like $1 each. So I got like Space 1999 for I think it was $1. You gotta love anything with the John Lithgow in it, man. Jesse the Body. Yep, Space 99 is coming from imprint. For those that are unaware of Space 1999, it was a really cool sci-fi series, especially the very first season of it, which does have a lot of horror aspects to it. So if you like horror films and you like you want to see some horrifically nightmare fuel, there's definitely nightmare fuel in the in Space 1999's first season. Same. That's actually kind of cool. I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen Where the Flesh. If I have, I don't remember it. So I guess that's not a good recommendation, is it? One of my favorite John Lithgow films is the world. It's was one he's in it. Is a movie called The World According to Garp. So if you've never seen that movie, it's a really cool movie. Stars Robin Williams, and I think that Lithgow is it's a very different role for Lithgow. So I think he plays a transgender woman or something because his like Garp's mother, basically, and the girl that plays Garp's mother actually is not much older, if she is like than Robin Williams himself, has this kind of like this group of people that stays at her house and they're kind of unique and quirky. It's a John Irving novel based on John Irving novel, so you can Hotel New Hampshire, that style stuff. Enjoy Fortnite, man. It's a cool game, but it just takes too long to get into nowadays for me. Harry Henderson's fantastic. I actually like Cliffhanger too. But one of my favorite performances is obviously going to be Dexter. It's just he just does a really creepy role. Yeah, I was a huge fan of that movie. I watched it so many times, and when we had a corner store and we had like a bunch of like movies there, and so there's movies I would watch over and over again. And I remember watching the World According to Garp like over and over again because I just really liked that film. Wasn't he the bad guy in Cliffhanger? Am I thinking something else? Am I thinking of somebody else? I thought he was the bad guy. I could be wrong. No, don't quote me on this. Just so you know, I can be wrong here a lot. Arsenic on the Lace, one of my favorites actually. Um, Angel 30 Faces doesn't have a Blu-ray release yet. Perfect. Thanks, Matt. I thought he was. Maybe second guess myself there for a second, Matt. Yeah, when I was going to college and I was doing journalism, a lot of people didn't like the ending to Dexter. He's in the minority actually, sorry, in the majority. But I read a lot of like John Irving and a lot of when I was growing up in high school. I was reading a lot of Kurt Vonnegut and a lot of like even like I read everything. I read like the Long Arm series. I read a lot of Lula Moore. I read like Judy Blume. I read anything I could get my hands on. I was always a voracious reader. That was always something that I still am. I still like to read. If I read something every night. Could be comic book, could be novel. But yeah, I was always like one of those geeks that read a lot, and I actually it served me well. I think. Do you have Dragon's Lair the complete? And I don't actually. I actually didn't know it was out. Actually, yes, I did. That's a lie. I didn't know it was out. But no, I don't have it yet. There's a lot of animated series I still got to get. There's a lot of like Hanna Barbera that I still need to get for my collection, especially from my better half. Or there's a lot of people that have like don't have like access to like a laserdisc player or VCR, but still, reading is a noble thing. Period. I think everybody like if you're gonna if you wanna if you wanna like what if you want to if you want to like do films or if you want to write yourself or you want to whatever, reading always helps. Reading is something that I can say right now. My favorite Kurt Vonnegut book was Breakfast of Champions. I had a dog-eared copy of Breakfast of Champions that I bought from a library sale, and I read the hell of that thing over and over again. I bought like three things from the sale. They had a second copy of a Murder Inc., which was a book on like murder mystery like authors and characters and stuff like that. It was kind of neat. It even had like in the back of it. Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. It had a an envelope with 10 and endings to 10 of the great murder mysteries. That's the thing I say. Like before, man, before there were special features on Blu-rays and all that type of stuff and DVDs, you know, books were your special features. They were your bonus features right there. Books on film were your bonus features. Hunter S. Thompson. Hunter S. Thompson. It was my idol when I was in journalism. That is who I aspired to write like actually. Yeah, actually Criterion was the ones to introduce audio commentary, so you're right on that. I can't remember which one it was, but it was Criterion. Herzog is 100% correct on that. Books make you books are make you better overall, but it'll definitely make you a better filmmaker. Um, Night of the Running Man. I don't remember, man. I know the film, but I do not remember it well. It's I can picture it, so my thoughts are I can't remember. I think you're right, man. I think it was King Kong. Philip K. Dick was amazing too. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Um, I still got to watch your Car versus Christine episode. But one of my favorites authors that you either like him or hate him, I find. I was a really big fan of his work. I was a big fan, well, big fan of Douglas Adams. I read Douglas Adams like, all the time. So long, thanks for all the fish. But the one of my big ones was an author by the name of Douglas Copeland, and he coined the term for my generation. Actually, I'm a Gen Xer, so Generation X was a term basically came from a book that he did. Richard Dawson, right on. That's the different Running Man that you're thinking of. Yeah, I remember Gen X. It was a J Pod, Girlfriend in Coma. Girlfriend in Coma. Actually, I really like that one. It doesn't get as much play as some of his other novels, but I found them really good. We're in my movie library. We're talking about books. Isn't that unique? Isn't that different? That's one of the things that I think is awesome about you guys, and two is one of the things that I still love about making videos, is that I can be here, and it doesn't matter what I think is going to happen. It's never what happens on my channel, and that's friggin' awesome because there's always a twist. There's always a twist somewhere along the way. What a twist! But also, oh yeah, like, share, subscribe, all that YouTubey stuff. I forgot that. I always forget that stuff. But like button helps with the great YouTube algorithm, which every YouTuber is tied to, much like the glass teat. Oh, the life changes conversation. It is. It's a bit of a twist. Some people I know, I literally think that one of the reasons that my channel hovers around a certain range and doesn't go above it is that for some people that come in here, like watching one of these videos, and if you're not used to something like this, uh, that seeing the way that this twists and turns and the way that things go, is it can take people, it can knock people for a loop. Because a lot of people, when for instance, they when they watch a YouTube video, there's like 10 or 15-minute videos, or there's a stream by somebody that's jazzed it up a bit, and I am trying to keep this as truly as raw and as real as possible, as real as a two-dimensional flattened image of a person on a screen can be. I gotta shave my mustache, don't I? Yours does too, Fat Samurai Guy. And I'm sorry I couldn't get in on Thursday, but my mom came in around that time, and we actually sat down and we talked for a bit. We had actually a really good conversation, because what had happened is my mom had gone down to my house where I grew up at. I wasn't raised by my mom. I was raised by my grandparents. I have great parents though. They are always there for me when I needed them. But just they were doing their own things as well. And I was better off at the time at my grandparents. So my grandparents have both passed away. My grandmother passed away actually this Christmas with dementia. It was a rough time. So they were like taking stuff, like pretty much they were taking everything out of the house because they're getting the house ready to sell. And so she brought a box of stuff for me, from the house, some stuff from my room when I was younger. Actually, not like, want to hear something like super geeky? I had like an accordion. I don't know how to play it, but like much like Steve Urkel, I guess, I had an accordion when I was really young. When my aunt Jackie actually picked it up for me when I was really young. And if anybody knows me or knows me well, my youth, my childhood, even my teen years, is filled with awkward stories because I was an awkward kid. So we're having show and tell, and it was grade one, I think, grade one, or grade two, and my nan and pop are like, you gotta bring your accordion to show and tell. I'm like, everybody's bringing their cars and their $6 million mans and stuff like that. Like, yeah, but everybody's going to be blown away by the fact that you're going to have something different. You're going to have an accordion. So I brought an accordion to show and tell. Can't say I was the most popular kid in the class that day, but I did meet one of my best friends that I had spoken to like a couple times before. But he came up and pretended it's like, oh wow, cool accordion. Can I check it out? What an awesome guy. USPS says you're awesome. You got the Jamie Blank soundtrack coming. That I actually have that coming too. That is going to be awesome. For those that don't have it, Howling Wolf is put out Storm Warning and Crawl Space as a double disc set. One that Jamie Blanks directed and composed, and the other one that he composed for another director, and it should be really cool stuff. Mike Thorne does a write up, a forward for it as well. Are you a big Doors fan, Kubrick? Uh, it is amazing. Did you have you got it already, Piz? I'm still waiting on mine, man. Like it's in the mail, and I keep checking, so I'm waiting for it to come. Hey, man, welcome. I am doing okay. I'm doing a late night kind of off the top video. I couldn't sleep, and I just finished watching a documentary on Belushi. I'm jealous, Piz, man. We got to get together sometime, collaborate, do a meeting of the minds. Disconnected, the same idea. Say, look, great minds, they think alike. Well, I'm gone for a week in September, but I'm back after that. But definitely 100%, man. We should do something. Long time like fan of your channel since he before he even started on here. Actually, I actually forgot about that Echo and the Bunnyman version. But I think, and most people say people are strange, they're talking about the Doors. I cannot imagine Depeche Mode covering the Doors. That'd be different. But God, I had this girlfriend in college, and she was like this major like Depeche Mode fan. Like she had like this record player, and it was like retro, even like even for then. But she had this record player, and we would listen to like she would listen to, like The Doors and Kate Bush over and over again. Uh, like I'm not jealous. So we just lie there and listen to the music and just kind of drift and stuff. But yeah, the college years back when I was super young and had hair and all that kind of cool stuff. But I think she married a producer. Well, they were dating, so I hope she did. Really sweet girl. I do have the Val Kilmer film. NXS was great. I loved NXS. I was a huge fan of that of the group. Did she light my fire? She broke my heart the first time I met her because she totally rejected me. But deservedly so. I was complete, kind of a first time when I went to college. Kind of a, I wouldn't say like I was a jerk, but I wasn't exactly the nicest guy. Like my first year of college. A lot of dating. Way too much. I'll be doing a video. I'm guessing I'm taping it, which is another film noir video with Robert Blissimo. So we're going to be doing Crossfire. And if you're a fan of like film noir, you've seen the other two videos that I did with Blissimo, then you're going to know it's his birthday actually today. Happy birthday, Robert. That I'm a huge film noir fan. I wish I would have had more of these sets. I got the first two. I'm sure you guys got these. But there's the collector's choice that were put out by, these were curated by Christopher Nolan. Like the first set on here, you get like the Big Heat, which is my favorite film noirs. Five Against the House, The Lineup, Murder by Contract, and The Sniper. Come on, go back in there. And then the second volume came out. I got both these at Costco for like $10 each. We got the Brothers Rico, Human Desire, Nightfall, City of Fear, and Pushover. I gotta watch these sets again. I just love that stuff. And I'm pretty sure that when uh when they start putting up the film noir sets for Indicator, that they really kind of dived into those sets there. Kind of like if you look at some Indicator sets, like the Sony sets that came out, like the Sony Rita Hayworth set and the Sony like Samuel Fuller set, were definitely like improved upon with the Indicator sets that came out. Because I got the Samuel Fuller Fox set. Maybe it's Fox that put it. Anyway, so Samuel Fuller set, Samuel Fuller Columbia set, and that's like film for film, an earlier set that I got. Kierman had a hard time. I think, can he speak now? I thought he could speak now. But I heard for like a long time, like it was really like he really went through like some serious problems. I remember Mission Magic actually. I almost picked that up like a couple times, man, and I didn't do it, and I kicked myself for not doing it now. Huge Rick Springfield fan. I actually remember going to the theater to watch Hard to Hold, which was his big theater film that he did, and really loved it. Loved the song, You Gotta Love Somebody. Fantastic song, great soundtrack for Hard to Hold. If you've never like checked it out, it's one of those really cool ones. Rick Springfield's a great singer too. Jesse's Girl. Um, yeah, I've done everything for you, done nothing for me. I love his songs. The great one of the great like guitarists of all time is Eddie Van Halen. If yeah, I was gonna say the greatest one of the great guitarists still alive. What's not ironic was because I'm going to use the word ironic wrongly. Uh, but what's kind of neat. Did it really? My Shame on You Scream Factory video, man, people still see that. I still get like comments on that one. For those that never saw it, earlier in my YouTube career, I was really peeved at Scream Factory for putting out like Nightbreed and like charging an extreme amount of money, which is what I thought at the time, for Nightbreed. So I did this video, like this rant video called "Shame on You, Scream Factory," and for some reason, it just hit the zeitgeist at the right time. So everybody, like, if you've only seen if you only see like one or two of my videos, nine chances out of ten, like that's one of the ones you've seen or you've seen it pop up somewhere. It That one does hit the algorithm. So for those, if you have seen it and you wondered how it worked out, well, it's right here. And not only that, but I bought my daughter a copy of Nightbreed too, and now that's one of her favorite films as well. I was always disappointed that they didn't like take Nightbreed farther, whether with a series of films or nowadays they could probably do like a Nightbreed TV series. It probably is actually that one, and ironically, I did a when I did a short video very early on. It was a very short video, and it was a review of in the end, not a very good review either, even the Annie Sedaris Girls, Guns, and G Strings that Mill Creek put out. Like really, like it was super early in my career. But I think it was because Girls, Guns, and G Strings was the name of the video That one got a lot of play back in the day. But yeah, Shame on Scream Factory, for better or not, is one of my most watched videos. First video you found me through. Yeah, a few people did actually. Some people that were good, some people were not so much. Did I see the maker? It sounds familiar, man. I can't remember the name of it, but it sounds familiar. I was a huge Mickey Rooney fan, so yeah, more than likely. And a super huge Peter Lorre fan. If you've never read Mickey Rooney's biography, definitely worth reading, man. Dude had a wild life. Like, really wild life. There's stuff in that biography that I can't say on YouTube, like, to be bluntly honest with you. So I recommend checking out Mickey Rooney's biography. TV series that's upset you the most for being canceled without a finish. I remember Surface. Um, that's a good question. Hold on a second, because there are a couple. There's a couple out there that I really wanted to see finished, or at least finished right. Back in the day, I'd say, oh man, I want to give the right answer for this. There's so many like the early shows. I was like, and shows that like a lot of people like weren't really big on, like Logan's Run and Planet of the Apes, the series. I like that. So, I liked a lot of the cheesy stuff. Um, because a lot of the shows I watched, like Highlander stuff, like they got complete runs. Like a lot of people would say Firefly, but I read what Josh Whedon was going to do with other seasons of Firefly. Not a fan of where he's going to go with that. So I like what we got of Firefly. I'm glad it stopped there because Whedon, he was going to crash that thing, man. But I'll say V the series. There you go. I love V, the original series, not the sequel series that came in afterwards. Dude, are you going to really get through all those? Like I've been watching some like off and on over the week. Well, there's five actual theater like Planet of the Apes films, and then there is a TV series. I'm not quite sure if the like re-edited some of the TV episodes afterwards and made it into like TV films or straight to video films or not straight to VHS films. But they're the five theatrical like Planet of the Apes films are original films. I'm a huge Planet of the Apes fan. Actually, my used to read the V graphic novels and comics. Yeah, the comic didn't last long enough. It was DC put out the comic. It was really cool, actually. Ham was my favorite character, I think. Ham and Willie. Yes, I do remember cliffhangers. There's another one that should not have ended. For those that don't know, Cliffhangers was a series that had like three uh, three different serials going on at the same time, and it was a tribute to the old Cliffhanger serials of back in the day. The only one I think that actually did finish, and I think it finished. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Was God Curse of Dracula with Michael Nuri? I think it was Michael Nuri, and then there was like kind of a sci-fi one and kind of a western one too. But I think the Dracula one was the only one that finished. Sit down with a big board disc. There's 31 altogether. There's 31 films. I know because I did up the tier list the other night. I actually was up till like 3 o'clock in the morning making it, and so we'll be doing that on Tuesday. Oh yeah, I forgot about the animated one. I love the animated series. Victor Bono. I think it's the last one actually. I think Carrie. I can't be sure right now. My, if you can find it, man. The one that I got a while back. It's called a Seiki, Seiki, and there's Not every one of them are region free, but like most of them are. And what you do is you put in, like, there's a code that you put into. I can't say it over here, but you trust me, Google it. You put it into your like you. I think you hit setup, and then you press these 4 digit, and a thing comes up to open up the regions for you. Oh, after the original films, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. Yeah, the first Planet of the Apes movie was written by Rod Serling of Twilight Zone fame, based on a book by a French author. And honestly, I read the book, and I think Rod Serling did it better. But if you can't find it, if you can't find that document, then I check. There's a company called 220 Electronics online, and they do region-free players. They do a lot of them. So check, give them a look. You might be able to get a decently priced one there. Go Circle of Fear. Actually, yeah, actually, Sebastian Cabot was the original host of that series. Uh, it's pretty cool. He doesn't stay the host, so you run out of Sebastian Cabot a while in. It's hard to take notes like during the first watch of a movie. I like if you've watched it before, it's not as bad. But when I'm watching a new movie that I haven't seen in a long time and I want to take notes, it's usually like the second or third watch that I'm actually going to kind of take notes on. Yep, Neuroleptic got his at 220 Electronics, so there you go. A lot of people go with them. All right, guys. So my voice is going. I didn't expect it to go this this quickly. If you haven't checked out my review and ranked, please check that out. Actually, I worked hard on that, and I do have the original Star Trek the animated series, not the Blu-ray one, but remember the original version of it that came in a white kind of like plastic case. Uh, I Huge Trekkie here, and if anybody tells you that they don't like being called a Trekkie, they're not a real Star Trek fan. I am Aaron. Um, Thank you so much for joining me here in the movie library. Have a fantastic night. Um, Piz disconnected. We're getting together soon to do something. Um, I will see you soon. As always, right here in the movie library, especially here in the movie library. Gotta love the Robotech, right? There's always another movie.